member of Rugare Chimurenga. Rugare Chimurenga. What was Rugare Chimurenga? From our own, I'm talking from a layman's point of view. Someone asked today, what was Rugare Chimurenga?
Rugare Chimurenga was the Supreme Council Yomusangana. When the nationalist movement migrated from Zimbabwe to Zambia after the banning of political parties here. Rugare Chitepo was made the director of the chairman of the external wing. He was director of public prosecution of Tanzania. And then after the UDI in 1965, akabva and Chita take over the external wing, no vaenda Lusaka. So I was based in Lusaka. Vakatanga vane revolutionary council, which involved vanhu electoral Congress in 1964. Nama trained cadres vakanga vari outside the country. So they formed the Revolutionary Council in 1966 up to 1969. And Chitepo said, no, we have to have an elected body of the party, not an appointed body like the Revolutionary Council. So they formed the Chimurenga, the Supreme, what do you call it, Supreme Council of the party. So they held regular conferences to elect the new members, biannual conferences every 2 years. So 69 they started Dare, they elected the new setup of Dare. Then in 1971, they held their second conference. In 1973, they held another conference. That's where I come in myself, in America. So I got in 1973. The first Rugare Chimurenga, 69, yaiti Chitepo, Amaziripi, Mukono, Mudzi, Simpson, Mtambanengwe, Parirewa, Mtizwa, and who else? I think that's all. Then in 71, it was again Chitepo, Amaziripi, Mukono, Mtambanengwe, Parirewa, Kangamwa. For 1969, Chimurenga was there. He was Secretary for Foreign Affairs. 1971, Chimurenga and Parirewa, I think we left out because one of our problems. Chimurenga wanted to take over as chairman of the party.
Okay.
For our loser, Bakafu conference of the party. Then 1973, there was again an election. That's where I came in. Chitepo was again elected chairman. Comrade Mudzi, Comrade Amadiri, Comrade Togogara came in as well. Myself, Kangai, John Mataure became the political commissar. I should say in 1971, Dandakanga Richard Hove took over position in Ghana, Chimurenga, the Foreign Affairs. Then Secretary for Publicity was, in 1971, was Washington Malianga, and I'm CIA Papa. So that is the purpose, Nanike function, Rugare Chimurenga was the overall body, right, and the armed struggle.
Okay.
It formulated policies.
The execution of the armed struggle.
Execution of the armed struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I would say, giving direction to the party, providing them with the necessary ideological position.
Like the precursor to the Minister of Defense, whatever it is, no?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Exactly. Then also the recruitment, training, and welfare, Yaman were Kondo, either as refugees or as cadres, and so on and so forth.
Interesting. You mentioned a particular year between 1973, Pakaitaka breakaway, that friction where Frolis came up. What happened there?
Frolis came up in 1971 after the Chikafue conference.
Where did that breakaway?
What happened was that Chamiarira wanted to take over as chairman, so that Ano Shanda Navana Chikerema.
Okay.
Rogo Zapu. Zapu he had his own problems. Tribalism. And so Shamir and Chikerema teamed up to form Frolis. They were the one behind the scenes by Nanika Matom. Working with as well as chairman.
The front man. So you see, that's why it's important for this for us. Ukawerenga take Yamasipula, Anu Twister, and he wants to give the benefit to his own brother, which was in Dava at the time.
It was it?
Masipula Mbokorage Anu Twister that narrative. Anu Nagupa credit to Ndava, his brother Ndava Ningi. Could these people wanted to, were not happy with how Ndava was treated in the past by, or in the, at that current time, Ndava Ningi stole as the originator of Msangano. It was something that was long in coming. So my narrative already, I not twist squad depending on who's writing.
Yeah.
That is why it's important for people like yourself, especially me, my original members, that of Chimurenga, to give us the correct narrative, because half the time we are given information either watered down or outright lies.
No, that's true. I don't. The Dawaning story does not feature at all Kunana 1971.
Okay.
Neither does he feature Kunana 1973.
Okay.
Dawaning story features after the death of Chitepo.
Right. Okay.
Because after before the death of Chitepo, but I ma meeting yama nationalists in Zambia, December 1974. Story was still president of ZANU. Pangapaitika a bit of a problem in Papa because he just during that year Kabaita to prepare with a meeting here.
Probably some nationalists, yes. Sorry about that.
Pagatika coup. More prison, Kunmara prison.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
Where Davadegi was there.
Oystead.
Oystead. Mugabe.
Yes.
It is reported that Mugabe did not vote, but vana tekere vana nkala namali yanga vayanikuvora vakaita overthrow Mugabe vari mujeri vatumira mali yanga vatumira Mugabe namali yanga for consultations kuti vaite meeting. Kaunda wanted Stole to be president. Stole and Nkomo. Those two do come. But to Kaunda's surprise, Mugabe na Malianga. So Malianga Kaunda said, what the hell are you people doing? Who is the president? Stole the president. Muri 6 go back. Robo waenda back. Robo was done na stole. So pa waka ya mna December waka ya wakabatana. Robo tawu ya batana pa. Robo tata msangana. Waka ya very divided. But pa fera kwa ya msangana ni dare. Is the committee. Isuti karabat kata hayo. Hakuna chintu chakadaro. Chokuti kwa munovisa stole imwe just 6 mukati stole unofanira kubva necongress kana necentral committee as a whole. Saka ndobva tadecide kuti no, we are all united. Ndobva taenda kumatalks tiri united. Ndobva tandobuda hedu neagreement yakaitika yamuzorewe
Zimbabwe Rhodesia.
Zimbabwe United African Council. So after that, tipakadzouya nationalist home istosara edu tiri kunze. But vava kumusha kundu kukazotanga kuita maproblems madivision tinoona muzorewa navana Nkomo. Meanwhile, ndopakazosungwa musi waMarch 4, 1975, ndopakasungwa Stole. Because he was charged of trying or attempting to
subvert a constitutional government.
No, to
leadership.
To eliminate the other African
nationalists.
Of the ANC.
Okay.
Matrix and
yes.
Smith. So after that, that March was on March 18. Chitepo.
In that bomb remote career.
Yeah, bomb.
The assassination.
Yeah. So from there, ndopaka tanga kuita disintegrate or downfall ya Stole. Yes.
Okay.
Because then Stole akasapotana na Kaunda kuti anofungira kuti Chitepo akaurawa nesu makaranga. And
Chitepo was a Zoro.
I was
Manyika. Oh, Manyika. Okay. Yes.
So waifunga kuti akaurawa nesu. And yet pakafa Chitepo, what actually happened was that on the 17th of March, Muzorewa came to Zambia. Tikado driver na Chitepo isungida ku airport kunomuita welcome. Takaenda tiri mare kareno 4 kandai driver kumusaka. Batandogara zoti tiri tega tanamira uko. Vachipimboera vanachikere vanana Nyandoro vachifara maningi. Achibva uya tichibva taenda kuqueue ndokunokwazisana naye. Ndobva taenda kuState House tichinoita decide on the following day's meeting yamusi wa 18. tosvika kuya uko there were more or less altercations between Nandoro and the Chitepo and so on. So anyway, that is not the issue. But after we agreed, Zoana Mangwana, Takati Justin Yoka and Gachi reporter. And Nomzo Justin Yoka was the reporter. So he said he wanted to see me and Togoga. Okay, at Sangane publicity office. Kwandati office yedu. So ndobva kwa Chitepo kuti tinoita a workout what our line was going to be the following day. Tinobotora meeting, it was just took about probably 30 minutes or so. Cities who is going to be representing the party externally. So it's 30 Chitepo and Jason Moore do are not representing the party outside the country. So I don't tell them. I think what pay that Tira BBC arrival I am one is and so on to Avachas of Mita Mangwana and so on. Told it when Chitepo goodbye, bye. Chitepo is so us. Faranda bye, we'll meet tomorrow.
That was it.
The first time we Tagarara, kuimba kwedu kwa Taigara. Because before, they ran around different houses, fear of arrest or so on. But after that, Taganora Kumba Sokanaka, Chimuka Mangwana Natinda publicity office to meet just in Yoka. Garachuya, just in Yokanga, South Africa. Tichingo Sugai Koko, series of phone from Mood, Liberation Center. I said, quite quite a bomb for Chitepo. Oh, Sarebo Putubu Garagatia, Gumbo, revolutionary para. Thought Chitepo, I don't think revolutionary somebody else was an over the Buddha hand of liberation. To end of liberation, she was upon liberation, forget the liberation center to commander away Swapo. He says, Tinorumbo, suppose no more. Paika bomb, over the Mayano, Kumba Chitepo, Chilenza South. Don't be the sure and good one. For the vegetable republic. Tagagugwa makumba yapana. Kompote gadi yake yangesa nika mwanaka hapa next door.
Wow.
Kwa Chitepo kankasa. Then another body gadi ya Chitepo anga netu anga wakwara. Neto wati doko hospital. So those who tanga kwa gaita ma problems umzana
maintain no contradictions.
Anga ripo zao angaitika mambo before that, but do for the future chayo.
So is it fair to say that Marcos, this 2017 coup was not the first coup in ZANU-PF. The first coup was against Sitole by RGM.
Yes.
So it became a culture.
Yeah, you're quite right.
Imaku. Yeah.
There was an attempt as well. Muyiko Gumne 1974. There was an attempt to mount a coup.
Against Sitole.
Wankoman against the
Chitepo
party.
Okay.
Party
leadership.
Leadership, you could but basically, Yanga is sort of tribal oriented. In the sense, Yanga is common Manika in combination.
As a sir.
Jesus, Vedakuita, kwaita kusunga tomugara nehigh command resorts. Basically yanga iriyo kubva kuita overthrow vakaranga vanga vari mudare rechimurenga. So it was an attempted coup, but it failed.
Were you considered Mukaranga or
In
at that time?
it is that Mukaranga.
Okay.
Amadziripi, Vanamudzi, Vanatogogara. And Closita it is Makaranga.
Okay.
So, but in terms of overthrow leadership, you try to point out, Yoga story. Yanga is the first one. Yanga is the first one. Yanga is na Mugabe. Ajita overthrow, try to throw story. Ikaramba foot. Then over was with year 2017.
Okay, so if we say this for argument's sake, but the culture maku in this context, remember I've heard of Cholocho, the Cholocho incident, the Cholocho, and before that, some people cite other attempts by the incumbent to overthrow Mugabe. But he had to wait until he was almost 90. Weak in brain, and compromised through his young wife and other contradictions to overthrow him. Mugabe himself was a beneficiary of a coup against Stole. Through my contradictions, Angana Stole, leadership weakness, and so on. Mugabe was anointed following the overthrow of Stole. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. Kuti coup itori culture yemzano.
Oh yeah, that is
It's a culture ye government. The culture ye ZANU. Kuti ZANU has never had a democratic change of leadership since its inception. You've always couped each other out of office.
You can't say ZANU is always.
I don't know if yeah.
I don't know whether we could
say that. Panpamakamboita democratic change in leadership here since Chitepo. Kuti magara moti takuvoterangana ndiari kuita take over. Or you do zvimakangoroko zvenyu kuti vamwe vari mujere voti tafunga kuisa Mugabe tabvisa Stole, and then everybody else has to follow along. In the same way that this 2017 coup happened in Harare, it did not constitute the rest of the country. There was no demonstration in Blawayo, there was nobody in Mutare. Mango demonstrated in Harare, Mugabe must go.
No, that is to some extent correct. But it needs a finer way of presenting it.
Yes. No, for me it wasn't about, it's about, not about prevention. I want to acknowledge the culture. Yemsangano wenyu pamakatanga culture, because in law total about precedents. When we talk of precedents, we say, for example, if I come and turn right here, and if I suddenly turn left, something has gone fundamentally wrong, because precedents, they said I must turn right. So mune presidents amakaseta pamaka overthrow Chitepo after his death, or pamaka overthrow Stole, which anointa Mugabe. You set a precedent within your party. There cannot be a democratic change of leadership of Mozano. It has to be forced. Okay, province number 1 yati pamberi na Mugabe. Province number 2, Mugabe chete. Up to 2017, and Congress was due the next year. All the provinces had agreed Mugabe must be re-elected. But you kicked him out. So why were the provinces saying Mugabe must be re-elected when you kicked? And remember, every successive election, my province anobuda achiti Mugabe chete. And we see the same culture now in ED. My province achiti right now when he issue a third term, the guy hasn't served 2 months of his or 3 months of his second term. Already, man, how can about third term? Is that a culture Maga creator Kudara as ZANU-PF? Because I'm not a democratic process. You change your leaders in your party. That's what I'm asking.
No, externally there was a democratic process. When it was outside, there was a democratic process. That's what I try to talk about.
Komuno.
No. It was
after 1980, it died.
It died, absolutely. No, not 1980, 1978. External when we were outside. But I think to say 1980 is fair.
It's fair, huh?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say 1980. There hasn't been
because you were in America, Saka, you were cultured differently.
Of course.
So 90% of the 1980 cabinet was external. You were diasporans. Some you were cultured differently.
I was out.
So after 1980, Madzoka Munom, you know, the culture changes. You are now more vicious than you were. You are less tolerant of each other after 1980. But before 1980, you were tolerant of each other because you're coming from different background. You could agree with vote running out. So that's all I'm trying to make the case. After that, the precedence or the culture or the political culture has continued, and that is what is haunting us today.
Oh yeah. No, I think you could be right in saying that. But more importantly, vote rigging
it's a political culture.
Zvakatanga futhi 1980 because by campaign in 1980 vanhu vaitotaurirwa kuti takuna vatovhotera ZANU.
Yes.
We don't vote for ZANU.
So that political culture ndo affect our quality of life.
Yes.
We are a different generation from yourselves. In as much as we respect everything that you have done, we reach a conclusion that maybe your revolution lost its way. That's one way of putting it.
Correct.
Or the freedom fighter who has now become the oppressor. That's another argument. Kuti, you went into the bush to liberate me, but you are now my primary oppressor. And then one kana akasungira nyika dzora munosungira panga ere
Tinoitora.
so desunungura toka. Sorry.
The other thing.
That's what you are saying.
The other thing,
Yes.
you know, I would say Udumdara was very fair. Pandakambomo ndikira pa 2000 ndamufonera kuti violence iri kuna haisikuita. Baba vake vakanditi vakomana veMDC vacho wavafonera here.
I'm on a one side story.
Yes.
Okay.
Vakapedzera vafonera vakomana vacho veMDC, aspiring parliamentarians.
Right.
Ndikapedzera ndakucommunicata nevanhu vese kuti nemwewo MDC uyai kuno,
Titaura.
vezano vacho uyai,
Kuno.
MDC uyai, because vanhu vari kufa vanhu vedu.
Which takes me back to what I was
Vanhu
saying.
vekuberengwa ndo vari kufa.
When you made that comment about Chamisa,
Ndovamuri kuti muri kurepresent.
we are all
I'm
Zimbabweans.
asking all of you guys, aspiring politicians, come kuberengwa kuri kuurawa vanhu.
Yes.
So
So
he phoned them.
and they agreed.
Yes.
So Baba, you agree with me that a political party,
But they were scared.
a political party is merely a vehicle for my political expression. If I join a political party, it's a vehicle and I think this will express my politics better. But it should not be bigger than Zimbabwe. it should not be bigger than the citizen.